Hello, welcome back to another Malkier Reacts. This time we're talking all about the Amazon Prime app. But before I get into that, let me just give you a heads up. On the 17th of November, I am going to the Stockholm Film Festival, where I am lucky enough to be seeing the first two episodes of The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime in full. Like 111 minutes of Wheel of Time. Yes, I managed. I live close enough. I managed to get a ticket. I managed to get flights. COVID allows me to go. I am going safely and securely to watch the first two episodes on the evening, local time in Sweden, of the 17th to see the first two episodes. And I am so excited to know what happens and just see it in action, see it live. And that might help me process it a little better because then I'm not watching all three episodes on the 19th in one go. But I'm still going to watch all three episodes anyway. Obviously, who wouldn't? A dozen times, 1,000 times, 1,000. So you will be able to see. I'll post a few bits and pieces on my social media of like, I'm in Sweden and things like that. I'm not sure what I'll be able to film and won't be able to film at the film festival in terms of like in it, but I am meeting up with Andrew the Bard of Time, and so he will be in the videos, and we'll do some kind of reaction. We'll keep it spoiler free, folks, so don't worry about that. And then when I get home from Sweden, I will sit down and do the full spoiler version, or as much as I can remember at that point, because it will just be an excited blur, and I'll only get to see it the one time through. So memory, please work. But yes, so keep an eye out for that on the 17th. So probably be on the 18th because I'll get back the next day. You will see some form of video from me that's spoiler free and spoiler filled, detailing the first two episodes of the Amazon's The Wheel of Time. I'm so excited for that. And then obviously, I'll rewatch them on the 19th and we'll do more in-depth stuff and things like that. We'll have some fun. So, but yeah, hang around for that, folks. Come back out and check that out. And if you want to know when that happens, you want to be alerted to when I drop that video, make sure you like the video so other people find it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon as well. Ding, ding, ding. So that you get notified when I drop a video. Because I don't just do these videos, I do other videos as well. I do a weekly talk show. It's good fun with some IEL friends, and occasionally I drop a cooking video or narration, things of that sort of nature, and I will be trying to make food that we see in the TV show. So come and join me for those things and have some fun. And if you don't want to be spoiled before you've seen them on the 19th, I'm only going to drop them the day before, so you can just watch them and then come back and watch my videos. But let's dig into this. So this happened 2 or 3 days ago. Someone discovered that they have expanded the Explore section for the Wheel of Time on the Amazon Prime app. Now, this is not available in all locations to all people. And in fact, some of it's not even available to me, despite the fact I'm talking about it today. So hopefully that gets expanded as they go. But I wanted to dive into a little bit. So we get some scenes in this Explore tab as it is on Amazon Prime app. I get more on my phone than I get on the computer, but you win some, you lose some. I think at this stage they're just rolling it out and it will expand as it goes on, but we have some epic scenery in this explore function and it's just beautiful. I mean, this is clearly Dragon Mount and I'm all down for this. Or is this possibly even... No, it's too early to be Mount Doom, isn't it? Yeah, it's too early for that sort of thing. But yeah, we get some more scenes of Shadow Logoth when you zone into that, because there is like a timeline piece, which I'll show you in a second. This is one of the images I wanted to pick out with that timeline sequence. This is Brean Spring. Now, this is a place that is mentioned on the journey that Ran and Matt take in the first book. Not necessarily on their part of the journey, but it is mentioned somewhere in that sort of journey section there early on in the story. And the important thing I wanted to bring up, this, a lot of people say, well, this is why they made up a place. They haven't made up a place. This is a place in the books. But also in the Dutch version of the translation, this, on the Dutch version of the website, this is put as Belon. So perhaps there's been a combination of things. Maybe Brean Spring didn't translate into Dutch properly. If you're a Dutch fan, let me know. But the other really important thing about this is if you look towards the bottom, and I'm going to point the wrong way now. Thank you, I'm mirrored. If you look at the bottom, there's a man with a stick. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing in the picture, but he's pointing something out. But when you zoom in on this and you keep it high resolution, or as much as you can, I haven't done that here because unfortunately I don't have a decent enough resolution version of it. But this man is wearing the same clothes and he's holding the same style of stick. And as we see the old man in the background of the Tom clip that we saw in one of the previous releases. I believe it was the Logain reveal, potentially, maybe not. There's so many. We've been flooded. They're all blurring together a little bit. I'm going to dive into those as well at some point. But this man is definitely in the background of Tom's piece that we see. And so I think Brean Spring is where we meet Tom. I think that's a very solid connection to make. I don't think I'm stretching anything out there. And I'm very excited to just see this village. It's not Tarvalon, but maybe it's as close as they can get without building Tarvalon, and maybe we still get a burnt down inn. Maybe we all get, white cloaks and stuff. I hope we get the white cloaks here, because then it would be really retouching it. But then we'll probably, why don't you just call it Tarvalon? Well, it's not big enough to be Tarvalon. That's what I'm going to say. We can't afford to build Tarvalon because we're spending money on Shadowlogos, which is fair because Shadowlogos looks amazing. But, you got to do something. And I think this is okay. I'm happy with this. I like it. It's a real place on the books. And it's early enough to bring in Tom, I feel. So let's bring Tom and that guitar and everyone get your hashtag Tom First on. And the other point on this one I wanted to bring up is just this epic shot of Tarvalon, Dragon Mountain in the background. Looks like it's spewing something out, a little bit of activity on the go there. But there's two characters in the bottom right of this picture standing over the city of Tarvalon, which I love. The bridges, the harbours, the tower. I'm really getting on board with the tower, actually. I thought it'd be like a tall spire type thing, and it's more like various little, bigger buildings, and then like the main tower. I'm down for that, especially if you zoom in, the resolution is poor still, but you can see the comparison of building size, and it's actually pretty monumentous in size. So it just doesn't look that from the big panoramic shots. But overlooking this city, we have this little ledge and two characters, and I've zoomed in on this, and I can't tell who it is. Now, the character on the right has a bow and arrow. People are like, oh, that's got to be Rand, and that's fair. The character on the left, this could be Matt and Rand. We've seen from the trailers that they do leave Shadowlogos by themselves, it appears. So it absolutely could be them, but it could possibly be other people. Who knows? I mean, he's not the only one with a bow. It doesn't like, oh, you've got a bow, it must be Rand. Like, other people are allowed to have a bow in the story. So this could this be Tam and Abel Coulson making the trip to Tarvalon? Potentially. It's a bit early. It would be later in the season if it was, but I don't know. I just wanted to bring attention to that. Now, let's talk about the Explore section in detail a little bit. Now we've had a little gibble about the stories. It's about the stories, about the pictures. So the timeline piece, it's a lot of fun. It has very little in it at the moment. By the way, folks, if you're asking, where is he talking about the map? Why is he not talking about the map? Unfortunately, I can't get the map. It's on my phone, but it's not on the computer. So I'm going to direct you over to Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern, who has a great sort of just dive in and everything. And I'm pretty sure he's got the map up somewhere. And if he doesn't, just go over there, like his videos, subscribe to him, because he makes incredible content, incredible videos. Lauren, you are a star. You're a treasure to this fandom. Thank you so much. I can never say that enough. And I know he's going to get up there eventually, and you won't be missing out. So if it never appears on your Amazon Prime tab as the Explore function, you don't get the map, you will at least see what's going on. But this timeline piece is really, really cool. So it's only got a few things on it first. It starts off with the breaking, which is this amazing image you're seeing on screen right now. And it runs through a few events in like a timeline phase. Now, what's really interesting is it describes the breaking a little bit. Dragon Mount was formed during this time, things of that nature. Then it flips forward to 979, is it AB? Yeah, AB. For some reason I was going AD. I'm like, it's not AD. It's not AD. It's AB, after breaking. And that's the Peaceful Marines quest that logs in there. And we see the little figure on a ledge thing, so that, I'm thinking that might be Moraine after my previous video of questioning who it is. It kind of fits. And then hops forward to leaving the two rivers, and we get some interesting views with those little bit of exposition. But the really interesting piece for me at the bottom of that timeline, there's like a little key, and there's a few things on there. So as you can see, here it is. I brought it up for you. I just realized I did have it on the computer. It's only the map I don't have. I just couldn't figure out how to bring this back up previously, but here it is. So as you can see here, we've got like the indicators, 979 in the center there. Sorry, my screen's off the one side, so if I look weirdly, it's just because I'm looking there, because I can't see the mouse. And it just sort of flicks back and forth. And here we are onto the two rivers. But the really important bit is right at the bottom. So we have 4 indicators here. One says milestone, one says conflict, one says journey, and one says meeting. And there's 4 different symbols with those. Now, if we flick out to the whole timeline, So let's just... So you can see, here we go, more information. The patent demands a champion, so on and so forth. Like, this is where we're getting these cool pictures from. And here's the breaking bit at the beginning. So this... okay, so on my phone it works differently, and that's why it's not playing sort of ball for me. But it almost spins in like a timeline piece. So I feel like this is going to continue to expand, and we are going to get more information here. So as the story progresses, potentially after episodes, but I think more as the seasons go on. At the end of a season, they'll update this. This is what's happened in the previous season. And it's more like an interactive timeline that you can go and explore, and it's going to give you key points. You can be like, onto the Two Rivers. What happens there? Click see more. Bosh, here's a little bit of the Two Rivers. Moiraine's search for the Dragon Reborn led her to the quaint region of Two Rivers, where she had heard rumors of 4 young people who potentially matched the prophecy of the Dragon Reborn. So you can interactively have the journey with folks. And the map, which, as I said, is not on the computer app for me personally, but I know it is for others, but it is on my phone, is going to, I feel, include these little icons of meeting or journey or anything of that sort of nature, conflict, milestone. I mean, what do we define a milestone as? So I find this really, really intriguing, really, really interesting. I'm excited to see how this grows. I'm excited that Amazon Prime have spent this much time developing interactive tools for us to engage with people and say, hey, you want to see how this journey works? You want, what happened at that point? You don't have to go back and watch the episode, so to speak. You can interact on the map. And I think that is amazing. I hope this becomes some kind of, key point on a website eventually, that Amazon just devote a website to Wheel of Time. Like, please, I know there's plenty out there, but let's have one devoted to the TV show from the people who made the TV show. I'll have all the official stuff. Like, that would be very cool. But yeah, this is just very, very exciting for me on a personal level, because I like to nerd out on shit like this. Like, I'm the guy who listens to director commentary on movies. I'm the guy who buys super extended cuts on things. I really enjoy this sort of interactive visual stuff. It's a lot of fun. And I hope that they put descriptions in for everybody so that those that can't see it at all, or even just very well, those who are visually impaired, can have it described through the medium of alt text for them, so they know what is going on, and that it's just to make it more accessible, and maybe even they can add some music or stuff like that. And again, descriptors for that too, so that those who have hearing disabilities or hearing impairments can experience what we are experiencing, for those who don't have those those limitations in life. But yeah, it's wonderful. I think it's a lot of fun. It's just one more quick thing I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to let you go, because today is trailer day, and I'm just trying to distract myself from drop the trailer, I want the trailer. So yeah, so one last thing. As I've just said, they have this sort of character guide here as well. So I've started with Moiraine here, but as you can see across the bottom, we've got Egwene, we've got, that's that's Rand, sorry, then we have Mat, Perrin, Nynaeve, Lan, Daniel Henney, Lan, whichever one you prefer to call them as, on the end there. And it gives you little descriptors about them, which is great. Moraine's search here for the Dragon Reborn. We have Egwene. These are great pictures as well, by the way. She's determined, steadfast, driven by logic. She's promised to marry Rand, so I feel like they've amped that up in the show a little bit, like romance, which I'm okay with. That's fine. Let's do romance better in the TV show than it was in the books. It was kind of lame in the books. Rand looking pretty cool here. These also feel a little artistically drawn. They're not photographs, which I like. Just describing him, Mat, he looks very threadbare here, doesn't he? Like, this is a great picture. He's got a dagger. He's got, do I see the inklings of a hat? I see the inklings of a hat there. That's very cool. Does talk about not having the best start in life. So, what a shame. Not everybody in the Two Rivers was a perfect father or a perfect mother. Oh dear, that never happens. People getting upset, and I'm like, okay, someone's got to be a shitty parent. We love them all. I think it's fine. Come on. It doesn't distract from your books. It's just a different version. Who says that his parents can't be crappy parents? You can still be a good horse trader, if you're a bad father. They're not mutually exclusive. So people getting upset about that. Stupid. Perrin here, love the rolled up sleeve look here. Very, very cool. And I enjoy that he's described as a gentle giant and things like that, because that's kind of what he is. Nynaeve, she's definitely looking like a, I'm gonna mess you up type of thing. Don't cross me. You're gonna regret it. And it's talking about how compassion to heal drives her, which is brilliant. And then a little bit of an action shot here with Daniel Henney, which I very much approve. And the way they described how he is awarded to Moraine is very book accurate. It's not misleading. It's a great way to describe it without being pandering to, using, I know, different words, so quote, people understand it, and all those sort of bits and pieces that I've heard in the past. And I just think it's really cool. And again, I hope they expand this section as the show goes on. Who is that person again? Wait, how many S-name Aes Sedais have we come across? That name sounds very similar to another name. Which one's which? Well, here's pictures of the people, here's their name, and a little bit of descriptor about them, so you know who's who. And maybe they'll even update them as they go, so they'll be like, oh, this one of the 4 characters, because I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, which one of these 4 characters is the Dragon Reborn? We find out which one it is eventually. Oh, that person now has the Dragon Reborn inside the descriptor. It's a nice touch. Actually, maybe don't do that, because that would make it spoiler filled and people just coming to this. Yeah, so don't do that, Amazon. Just add more people as you find more people. So when we get Elaine, when we get Elida, when we get, I don't know why Swan Sanchez not here, or Leanne, however you want to pronounce that, Tom, Myrtle Dan. Come on, put a Myrtle Dan section in there, please. Myrtle Dan, it's got to be in there. Narg section, that's got to be in there, surely. Maybe they'll come after the first 3 episodes. Who knows? But I hope this gets expanded, and yeah, I want to see more of this. This is great. I think it's a really helpful tool to explain this huge, complex, and just a beautiful world to people who have never read the books and maybe never will read the books, and that's perfectly fine. This is a great way, a very easy way for them to get more into the story and understand more of the world that Amazon Prime are bringing to life for us, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So, folks, yeah, that's kind of it for this. It's slightly shorter than the previous one of these I've done, but yeah, please make sure like the video, subscribe, and then hit the bell so you know when I drop my video on the 18th about visiting Sweden and seeing the first 2 episodes. You can at least watch the spoiler-free one, and if you don't care and you want to be spoiled, then you can listen to my details in the spoiler-filled one. But that's kind of it for today, folks. So until the next video, or until Thursday, well, or until I do a reaction video to the trailer that drops in like an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, until next time, folks, it's a goodbye from me, and may you always find water and shade.